On behalf of the National Human Rights Commission India, it is my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to each one of you as we gather here to celebrate Human Rights Day. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of the Honorable President of India, Smt Droupadi Murmu. Madam President, thank you for joining us today. Your presence underscores the nation's collective commitment to protecting the dignity, freedom, and rights of every individual. Honorable President, Srimati Droupadi Murmu life is a remarkable reflection of India's spirit and our civilizational values. Born into a humble tribal family in rural Odisha, she experienced the aspirations and struggles of communities at the margins. These lived experiences shaped a lifelong dedication to justice, compassion, and equal opportunity to all. From her early years as a school teacher to her distinguished public service in Odisha, she championed improving the life and dignity of people by focusing on rural development, education, women empowerment, and the rights of tribal communities with exceptional sensitivity. As Governor of Jharkhand, she upheld constitutional morality with integrity and courage. Now, as President of India, she continues to guide the nation with a clear moral compass, reminding us that human rights are not abstract principles, but everyday lived experiences of people and duties of each one of us that strengthen the fabric of our democracy. Thank you, Madam President. As we all know, Human Rights Day is to commemorate the adoption of Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948, a most referred document that continues to inspire humanity's collective pursuit of equality and justice. This year's theme, Human Rights, Everyday Essential, reminds us that right must be lived, practiced, and protected every day by everyone at everywhere. Today's conference, coinciding with the Human Rights Day, is having two sessions: basic amenities to all, human right approach, and ensuring public services and dignity for all, wherein eminent person and domain experts will be sharing their insight. The National Human Rights Commission is a people's institution. It always stands with the people, especially the most vulnerable who need it most. It is for them.
May I now request Honorable Justice Sri V. Ramasubramanian, Chairperson, National Human Rights Commission, to kindly present a memento to Honorable President of India as a gesture of our immense respect. Today, on this momentous occasion, we are proud to release NHRC publications. I now request Honorable Justice Sri V. Ramasubramanian, Chairperson NHRC, to kindly release these publications and present the first copy to Honorable President of India. सबसे पहले नई दिशाएं, ये हिंदी जर्नल है. और अब एनुअल जर्नल इन इंग्लिश, ये इंग्लिश में जर्नल है. May I now request the Honorable President of India, Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, to kindly launch the mobile app by pressing the remote button.
The most revered Honorable President of India, the honorable members of the National Human Rights Commission of India, the Secretary General, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, the honorable members of the international diplomatic community, distinguished invitees, the chairpersons and members of the various state human rights commissions, representatives of the central and state governments, human rights defenders, members of the print and electronic media. A very happy Human Rights Day to all of you. At the outset, I thank the Honorable President of India from the bottom of my heart for graciously accepting our invitation to preside over this year's Human Rights Day function. Madam, your presence here as the first citizen of this country is a morale booster for the National Human Rights Commission of India, and we are indebted to you for this kind gesture. Out of 365 or 366 days of a year, some are of special significance, while some days may be festival days of importance for a section of the society. Some may be of regional and some others may be of national importance. But if there is one day which is of international importance for all the people of all the countries, irrespective of religious, cultural, racial, linguistic, and ethnic differences, it is December 10. It is not just another day in the calendar of a year. It is a day which gave wings to the dreams, liberation to the thoughts, freedom to the expressions, courage to the convictions, and dignity to the very existence of the human race. There are 9 core international human rights instruments, out of which 8 were adopted in the month of December of various years. But a celebration associated with an important event in history, such as this, is intended to prompt us to have introspection and to encourage us to redeem our pledge to promote human rights as inalienable, indivisible, and interdependent human values. It is only when human rights are elevated to the level of human values that this celebration will achieve its purpose. On March 27, 1958, Eleanor Roosevelt delivered a speech at the United Nations to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In her speech, Eleanor Roosevelt, who chaired the Commission on Human Rights, which drafted the UDHR, sought an answer to a very, very fundamental question. The question was, where do human rights begin? She said, I quote, human rights begin in small places, close to home, so close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Yet, they are the world of the individual person, the neighborhood he lives in, the school or college he attends, the factory, farm, or office where he works. Such are the places where every man, woman, and child seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning everywhere. I unquote. Therefore, let us take this opportunity to rededicate ourselves to the cause of protecting and promoting human rights. Thank you. Jai Hind.
May I request the Honorable President of India, Smt Droupadi Murmu ji, to kindly address us and show us the future path. जोरदार तालियां माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदया के लिए.
Chairperson of National Human Rights Commission, Shri Justice V. Ramasubramaniam ji, members of National Human Rights Commission, Dr. Justice Vidyut Ranjan Sodangi ji, Mrs. Vijaya Bharati Sayani, Secretary General Shri Bharat Ral ji, UN Residence Coordinator in India, Mrs. Arati Sayani ji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, Johar, good morning. I am happy to join you all for commemorating the Human Rights Day. It is an occasion to remind us that the universal human rights are unalienable and they form the bedrock of a just, equitable, and compassionate society. 77 years ago, the world came together to articulate a simple yet revolutionary truth that every human being is born free and equal in dignity and right. India played an important role in shaping a global framework of human rights. Our freedom fighters envisioned a world rooted in human dignity, equality, and justice. Hansaben Mehta, one of the 15 women members of our Constituent Assembly, was also a member of the group engaged in the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. She suggested a foundational change to the draft. She ensured that the rights enshrined in that global charter were expressed not in terms of the rights of men, but in the inclusion and universal expression rights of all human beings. That such a historic shift was brought about by the expansive vision of an Indian woman is a matter of enduring pride for every Indian. Thus, India embraced the Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a co-creator of a universal moral covenant which resonated deeply with our civilizational ethos. Our ancient value of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means that the world is one family, is reflected in the idea of universal human rights. It is only up that India's sustained commitment to the human rights principles has been recognized globally. It is evidenced by our unopposed election to the United Nations Human Rights Council for a 3-year term, commencing in 2026 for the 7th time. Today, we also renew our ancient ideal of inclusion, captured in the words Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino, which means may everyone be happy. We renew this inclusive spirit of well-being of all as a modern pledge, that no one shall be left behind, that dignity is not negotiable, and that justice must remain the birthright of every person in India. Our commitment is clear: to build a nation where every individual can live with freedom, respect, and equality, and where human rights are not only protected but celebrated. Human rights are contained in the vision of our Constitution. Highlighting our constitutional objectives, Baba Saheb Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar has said, we must make our political democracy a social democracy as well. Human rights promote social democracy. Human rights encompass the right to live without fear, to learn without barriers, to work without exploitation, and to age with dignity. We have reminded the world that human rights cannot be divorced from development. Also, India has always added to the timeless truth: there is no peace without justice, there is no justice without peace. Ladies and gentlemen, since the year 2019, with a view to enabling a holistic view of human rights issues, chairpersons of the National Commissions for Minorities, Scheduled Tribes, Scheduled Caste, Women, Protection of Child Rights, and Backward Classes, along with the Chief Commissioners for Persons with Disabilities, are deemed to be members in the NHRC for dealing with the core issues before the Commission. It is heartening to note that NHRC India, the state human rights commissions, along with judiciary and civil society, have functioned as alert sentinel of our constitutional conscience. देवी और स्वजनों, ये बड़ी संतोष की बात है कि पिछले कुछ वर्षों के दौरान राष्ट्रीय मानवाधिकार आयोग ने अनुसूचित जाति तथा अनुसूचित जनजाति समुदायों के लोगों तथा महिलाओं और बच्चों से जुड़े अनेक विषयों का स्वयं संज्ञान लिया है। मुझे बताया गया है कि अब तक आयोग ने लगभग 3000 मामलों का स्वयं संज्ञान लिया है। कारागारों में बंद अंडर ट्रायल लोगों से जुड़े विषय पर मैंने अपने विचार व्यक्त की थी। इस दिशा में कुछ प्रयास भी किए गए हैं। मुझे ये जानकर प्रसन्नता हुई है कि मानव अधिकार आयोग द्वारा इस वर्ष आयोजित स्थापना दिवस समारोह के अवसर पर ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑफ प्रिजन इनमेट्स विषय पर व्यापक विचार में विमर्श किया गया है। मैं आशा करती हूं कि इस विचार विमर्श के उपयोगी परिणाम निकलेंगे। महिलाओं का सशक्तिकरण और कल्याण मानव अधिकार के प्रमुख आधार स्तंभ है। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ अभियान के बेटियों की शिक्षा को बढ़ावा मिला है, विशेषकर उन क्षेत्रों में जहां बेटियों की संख्या कम है। मुझे ये देखकर प्रसन्नता होती है कि सरकार की अनेक प्रभावी योजनाओं के माध्यम से महिलाओं की आर्थिक भागीदारी, सम्मान और आत्मनिर्भरता को बल मिला है। मुझे ये जानकर प्रसन्नता है कि आयोग द्वारा सार्वजनिक स्थानों और कर्मस्थलों में महिलाओं की सुरक्षा के विषय पर सम्मेलन का आयोजन किया गया है। ऐसे सम्मेलनों में निकले निष्कर्ष महिलाओं की सुरक्षा और सशक्तिकरण की दिशा में महत्वपूर्ण सिद्ध हो सकते हैं। इसके लिए मैं आयोग की पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ। शिक्षा नागरिकों के सशक्तिकरण तथा उनके मानव अधिकारों की कुंजी है। एकलव्य मॉडल रेसिडेंशियल स्कूल और पीएम श्री स्कूल जैसे संस्थान गुणवत्तापूर्ण शिक्षा को सबकी पहुंच में लाते हैं। इन संस्थाओं से वंचित वर्गों के विद्यार्थियों की शिक्षा को विशेष प्रोत्साहन मिला है। देवियों स्वजन, भारत के लोग अंत्योदय में विश्वास करते हैं। अंत्योदय मीन्स जो मानवता के लास्ट पायदान पे खड़े हैं, उनको हर उसी चीज पहुंचाना चाहिए जो एक नागरिक के लिए जरूरत है। गणतांत्रिक अधिकार को साबित करने के लिए हम उन तक पहुंच जाते हैं। क्या मानव अधिकार को देने के लिए उन तक अभी तक हम पहुंचे हैं? यदि नहीं, आज से सोचना चाहिए। हम विश्वास करते हैं फर्स्ट विलेज। फर्स्ट विलेज मीन्स दो सीमा, भारत की सीमा के लास्ट में जो गांव है, वो गांव हम पहुंचे हैं? नहीं पहुंचे हैं तो आज से पहुंचना शुरू करेंगे। ये केवल कमीशन का काम नहीं है कि गवर्नमेंट का काम नहीं है, ये हम सब का भी काम है। समाज का प्रत्येक नागरिकों का कर्तव्य है कि उन लोगों को भी मानव अधिकार का हर सुविधा उनको मिलना चाहिए। हम लोगों का जो सपना है 2040 भारत को विकसित भारत बनाना चाहिए। इंक्लूसिव का मतलब नहीं है कि कुछ लोगों को साथ में लेना। इंक्लूसिव का मतलब है 140 करोड़ लोगों को पास पहुंचना चाहिए वो सुविधा, जो सुविधा एक ऐसे लोगों को मिलता है जहां एक बड़ा आसन में बैठा है। मैं समझती हूँ जो बड़े हैं बहुत अच्छी चीज है, बड़ा बनना चाहिए। बड़ा होने से ना दूसरों का सेवा करेगा, लेकिन बड़ा लोगों का कभी कभी पीछे देखना चाहिए। एक लास्ट पायदान पे खड़े होना लोग कितने दूर में खड़े हैं, और 2040 तक वो मेरे पास आ पाएगा तो नहीं पाएगा, तो आज हम लोगों को सोचना चाहिए। इसलिए मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। केवल ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन का बहुत अच्छी चीज कि केवल एक दिन नहीं, मुझे लगता है 365 दिन पालन करना चाहिए। सेलिब्रेशन हो ना हो, लेकिन आत्मिक सेलिब्रेशन होना चाहिए, पर्सनल सेलिब्रेशन होना चाहिए। Ladies and gentlemen, I feel especially happy that today the NHRC India is holding a conference on ensuring everyday essentials. This aligns well with this year's UN theme. It also reflects India's focus on ensuring that essential services like health, education, housing, and other basic amenities are accessible to every citizen. Access to justice, especially for the poor, is given special thrust. I understand that stakeholders from diverse fields are participating in the conference to deliberate on critical issues concerning everyday essentials. I am pleased with the launch of the NHRC new mobile app. I have been briefed that the app will make the complaint filing mechanism of NHRC more accessible to all. कभी कभी ऐसे जगह है जहां आप नहीं पहुंचता। उनको पहुंचाने के लिए क्या मैकेनिज्म हम बनाए हैं, उसी दिशा में भी सोचना चाहिए। People will also be able to track the status of their complaints. It will also enable young students to reach NHRC for internship and other opportunities of learning. The NHRC gives expressions to certain ideals of the state and the society. The government of India has been translating such expressions into action on a scale never seen before. Over the last decade, we have witnessed our nation moving ahead with a different approach in entitlement to empowerment and from charity to rights. The government has been working to ensure that everyday essential services like clean water, electricity, cooking gas, health care, banking services, education, and improved sanitation become available to all. This uplifts every household and secures dignity. Over 40 million homes built for the poor have turned the right to shelter from dream into reality. The world's largest food security program reached approximately 800 million people. No Indian should sleep hungry in the mission of the program. Recently, the government has notified the implementation of a major reform through the 4 labor costs related to wages, industrial relations, social security, and occupational safety, healthy and working conditions. This transformative change lays the foundation for a future-ready workforce and more resilient industries. ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है। ये केवल मैं और एक बार दोहराना चाहती हूँ, केवल कमीशन या केवल गवर्नमेंट नहीं, गवर्नमेंट मशीनरीज है, ऐसे ऐसे लोग हैं, आंखें तो है देख नहीं पाते, कान है सुन नहीं पाते, मुंह है बोल नहीं पाते, उनका आंखें बनना, उनका श्रवण शक्ति बनना, उनका वॉइस बनना हम लोगों का कर्तव्य होता है, क्योंकि राइट्स है, गवर्नमेंट दे रहे हैं, लेकिन पहुंच क्यों दे रहे हैं? क्योंकि वो मूक बधिर है। हम लोगों को बोलना चाहिए, गवर्नमेंट के पास ये चीज को पहुंचाना चाहिए। Together, these efforts reflect our national commitment that progress must be inclusive, reaching every corner of our country and every segment of our society. Ladies and gentlemen, today I call upon every citizen to recognize that human rights are not the sole responsibility of governments. The NHRC, civil society organization, and such other institutions, protecting the rights and dignity of our fellow citizens is a shared duty. This duty rests with all of us as members of a compassionate and responsible society. Let us resolve to move ahead towards building Viksit Bharat, which will showcase the ideal blend of holistic development, social justice. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.